Welcome to a new installment in the Afterlife Conversation series with none other than the highly esteemed sleeping prophet, Edgar Cayce, who contributed greatly to our present understanding of the Akashic records. Hi, I'm Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic records, bringing you a conversation with Edgar Cayce from the afterlife. Have faith and know that everything is unfolding in divine alignment and timing. Do not despair when the scales fall from your eyes, revealing uncomfortable truths about the state of your world. It serves no one to live in a state of denial about the real and present dangers lurking around many a corner. Neither does it serve to stress and worry. Instead, stand steady in the warmth of divine love, knowing that you are a blessed child of Creator, loved and protected. Your soul came to this life with a grand plan, and your soul will remain in this body until it's ready to depart for greener pastures. Dust away the cobwebs of fear, doubt, and worry from your awareness so that only God's love will exist between you and the world at large. Embrace the beauty, the majesty of this magnificent creation, Earth, that supports and sustains you. On a regular basis, daily would be best, engage in appreciation and gratitude for all that you have and all that you are, for you are a walking miracle. You embody the aspects of divine that were assigned to you at the time of creation. You are perfect, a masterpiece formed from starlight and moonbeams. You are eternal and the apple of your Creator's eye. When you reach an impasse between soul and ego, pause, reflect, listen, and wait for angel guidance to slip into your awareness. Your angels see the big picture. Therefore, you want their input. Let them guide you towards the most aligned choices, the ones that will bring you even further into alignment. Take your time, proceed with confidence and with caution. It's best not to go rushing into unfamiliar territory. Allow your angels to precede you so that they might issue a warning about any landmines you're likely to encounter. No one is asking you to be a foolish hero, bursting upon the scene before exercising due diligence to ensure a successful outcome. In fact, quite the opposite. Be wise. Be methodical. Be aware of your surroundings to avoid tripping over your own enthusiasm. That would be unfortunate, and it would delay your progress. Yes, it might also be painful, as such things can be. What do we need to know about the present status of our ascension into 4D? You ought to know that it's proceeding according to the divine plan. You may or may not experience physical symptoms as you adjust to the new density. However, do not allow yourself to be distracted off your path by worrying about your present status. It will be what it will be, no more, no less. Keep your focus on your soul journey, taking such changes in stride. You prepared for this time before incarnating. Your muscle memory will kick in when required. This ascension journey is very personal. There may be vast difference amongst experiences. Do not judge your experience against another's. They cannot be compared as they do not equivocate with one another. Is there anything you can share with us about self-care and preparing our bodies for the challenges ahead? Rest and fluids are at the top of the list. If you're struggling with sleep, call upon your angels to administer an energetic calming elixir to ease you into better sleeping patterns. Drink the purest water available. If pure water is not available, ask your angels to bless and purify what you have for the good of your physical body. What about food and nutrition? What do you recommend? That will vary by geographical location and culture. Always choose the best available. Then, before you consume your food, take a moment to ask for Creator's blessing so that it might be transmuted to the highest possible benefit for your body. Is there anything else you want to address in the physical realm? Yes. Surround yourself with like-minded people as much as possible. That will help you remain strong when your life takes a turn through some nasty speed bumps. Do your best to avoid those who bring you down, whether intentionally or through their own misadventures. Spending too much time in that energy creates needless challenges for you. It's the equivalent of going for a walk in a rainstorm wearing your best white outfit. The clothing is guaranteed to be soiled, perhaps ruined entirely. When you can't avoid such circumstances, wear rain gear for protection. It's a simple matter of practicing sensible forethought to allow for a better outcome. Practice discernment in all things. What would you like to say about your life's work? Are you satisfied with what you accomplished? Quite simply, my work nourished my soul. Although I must confess, I allowed myself to be too driven and didn't wisely practice enough self-care. In that way, there was some disappointment with my accomplishments. Had I learned to pace myself and, like Christ, face the truth that you can't save everyone, I might have accomplished more. Please trust me when I say self-care is vitally important, lest you scuttle the entire mission. Nevertheless, I'm deeply satisfied with what I did accomplish, and I'm honored to witness how my legacy is being sustained. Can you shed light on how you were able to access detailed specifics about the human body and how to heal? Did you have a specific Akashic access point? Was there some sort of ritual beyond lying down and going into a trance? Once I entered the sleep state, I traveled to what I thought of as the pearly gates. After entering the heavenly realm, I proceeded to an anteroom of the records. There I sat at a wooden desk and wrote out my request for the librarians on little slips of paper. As I wrote, the words were transmitted telepathically to the archive. In short order, helpers brought parchment scrolls bearing the information I was seeking. I then read the scroll aloud so that my assistant could hear and transcribe the information. Here I must note an interesting detail. Once I opened a scroll, a golden light projected the words off the parchment. That's how I was able to hone in on exactly what was needed. This was repeated with each scroll until I felt a completeness about the mission. Then, as if in a dream, I felt my consciousness moving downwards through the dimensions until it settled back into my body, whereupon I awakened, refreshed and curious about the information I'd retrieved on this occasion. Since the energy has shifted and we're able to access the Akashic records while being conscious, do you have any suggestions to help us achieve better connections to retrieve the most accurate information? There's not one simple answer. It's an individual process based upon your relationship with your archive. Think of it as a friend that you're getting to know. Learn what it best responds to. Ask it for guidance and direction. Do your best to release preconceived notions and limiting beliefs. You can't put your records in a tidy box and expect them to perform at optimum level. Take your time, practice patience, which is still a virtue, and allow your relationship to deepen. Lots and lots of practice. Plus, always express gratitude to your records and your team. They toil diligently on your behalf and deserve to be acknowledged. A little bit of gratitude goes a long way and can open more passageways. You might think of your records like a maze. They're multi-layered, robust, and complex. They're ever expanding and may change from one visit to the next. In fact, it would behoove you to expect change so that you don't end up taking the same path so often you wear a groove along the way. That would be unfortunate, as you might find it quite difficult to break away from the well-worn groove to explore further. Remember that in the records, everything happens at the speed of thought. Set your intention to receive beneficial information of the highest quality. Then follow your intuition as you navigate the maze. Thank you, Edgar. I appreciate the great wisdom and experience you've graciously shared. Is there anything else that would behoove a records researcher to know? Yes, the records are interactive. You might think of them as a living, breathing consciousness. While you may see books, parchments, and such, that is not their true form. It is simply a representation that your consciousness can comprehend and translate. One day, with enough practice, you may find those tools fall away and you're able to read the energy. Apply yourself with all due diligence, and you may achieve that goal in the present lifetime. Regardless of how far you're able to excel, there is great value in any interaction. Begin where you are and allow the relationship, like fine wine, to mature. One final caution. It may be tempting to spend a great deal of time in your records. Resist the temptation. Your best strategy is to regularly visit the archive for short periods of time, then resume your daily routines. You would not begin training for a marathon by running the entire distance your first time out. Similarly, as a beginning student of the Akasha, it would not be wise to spend more than an hour per visit to your archive. That is more than sufficient to explore and gather data. Besides, once you gather the data, you must bring it back, review, and translate where necessary for accuracy. Then put it away. Shift back into your normal state of being, because there's a residual energetic resonance that you bring back after each excursion. Finally, resume your day. You might liken it to practicing your mount and dismount. Quality practice leads to quality performance. Soon you'll find you're able to transition in and out or on and off in minutes, eventually seconds. Smooth as silk, with confidence in your research and translation abilities. Well then, it's time I return to my own realm. Thank you for engaging. It's been a most enjoyable interaction. Before you go, may I ask, where did your desire to heal originate? Was it from your life as Edgar, or was it past life? I was once known as Plato. But Plato wasn't a healer, so how does that correlate? As Plato, I studied and explored philosophy and higher thought, reaching for a divine connection. Having already done that, I turned my curiosity to the human body, looking for ways to stimulate the natural healing process. By extension, that work led to empowering folks to make their own spiritual inquiries, expanding their consciousness. It was a simpler time, and my desire was to facilitate awakening to greater truths than the average person on the street might engage in. It's said that you were modestly educated, certainly not possessing the mind of a Plato. Was there some sort of awakening that you experienced which opened this area of inquiry? I would have to give credit to my Akashic team. They wooed and enticed me until I accepted that there was more. When I did, a deep hunger arose within me to know more. You might say I arrived at a higher state of consciousness, like most any other person, following the breadcrumbs when I saw them, one at a time, expanding my understanding of reality in ways I'd never dreamed. Did someone teach you to go into trance? Did you study Vedic astrology or Hinduism, Blavatsky, or did the reincarnation info spring spontaneously? I had a deep curiosity about astrology, which led me to study Vedic astrology. That opened the door to later studying Hinduism and reincarnation. I must admit, I came reluctantly to that subject, but over time the evidence became overwhelming, and I expanded my consciousness once more. Let that be a lesson to all who come after. There are always deeper truths to be explored if one approaches the subject with an open mind. Here's something you ought keep in mind. Your lack of belief doesn't change what's true. It only closes the door to your expansion. Why would you want to do that? When you said we're made from starlight and moonbeams, you were speaking metaphorically rather than literally. Yes, metaphorical. You might have noticed that the higher dimensions enjoy expressing thoughts as a lyrical art form. Do you have a message to share with your present day followers? It pleases me immensely to see the legacy being nurtured and carried on. There will come a time when more souls will awaken hungry for the wisdom of the ages. My work is but one avenue of exploration. Creator has ensured that there's an abundance of resources available. For those who resonate with my work, you're invited to explore my personal archives in your quest to open your own doors to higher realms of wisdom. Welcome to the most satisfying journey a soul can take. Now, I really must bid you farewell. Places to go, people to see. Thank you, Edgar. I deeply appreciate you taking the time to share your wisdom. So, dear friends, that concludes my afterlife conversation with Edgar Cayce. I hope you found it enlightening and maybe even inspiring as you step deeper into your own soul journey. If you'd like to explore Edgar's work, you'll find links below to get you started. If you enjoy these afterlife conversations, check out this playlist for more.